close-up of how to craft the dice tray from a gallon container. So you just find that line. So you have basically two lines. You have a line here with a little bit of a indentation, I guess you could say there. Don't see it here, but you see the one line here that's above the indentation line. That's the line we want. So that's what I'm going for here. So go ahead and get started in that. The plastic is very soft, so you shouldn't have any problems. Once you start going with it, it should be pretty easy to cut. I usually pull the sticker off before I start cutting, so I can see that line all the way around, even where the sticker used to be. And see, already went off the mark, so I'll have to trim that. And this is part of the reason why you want to go for the upper line, because if you accidentally go lower than that, you'll have to give up some of that space there. And the other reason is because you want the wall pretty much as high as you can get it, and being practical, for gameplay. You don't want it too high, and then it'll be kind of in the way. So, wow, I really got off of that. The lighting in here isn't as good as in another location I'm used to crafting in. Okay, anyway, good enough. So I have my handy funnel from that. Pretty simple stuff here. Definitely not rocket science. So there it is. I need to do a little bit of trim work on this. Not much, really. It's a nice slant there. I don't mind it if it's a good slant. As long as it's not jagged, that's the main thing. Also, stickers and so forth, the only reason why I take it off on the ones that I create for myself is so I can see that line. Otherwise, I wouldn't even really worry about it too much, because I don't like the clinking sound that plastic makes. There we go. So I like using cloth to cover this up. So what I do is I get an old t-shirt and use that to kind of muffle the clinking sound that dice has on plastic. So that's a good start there. And to give you an idea of what I'm talking about with the clinking sound, it's really loud. It's not good, and it just doesn't sound very good. So anyway, I'm going to look here in a second and get a piece of material, and I'm going to put that on there, and we'll be able to kind of muffle that a little bit and make it a little more pleasing to the ears. Okay, so got to have a glue gun for this part. For the whole thing, all you need is you need a gallon container, you need a utility knife, you need a glue gun, and if you're going to make the cloth cover, you have to have a glue gun and you have to have a piece of material. Now, I recommend the material be at least 1 foot by 1 foot. So you definitely want to make sure it's big enough to cover and wrap around the entire. Here we go. More than a foot and more than a foot. So you want to make sure it's big enough to cover the entire plastic tray. So as you can see, that's plenty big. It's more than likely way too big. Oh, also, almost forgot, got to have scissors too. So we'll be using scissors to obviously use that to cut up the material, to get the material out of the old shirt, and also you'll use that to do a little bit of trim work here. So you just place it there. You got to heat up the glue gun, and when that's good and hot, you'll be able to utilize that to secure the piece of cloth in the dice tray. So we're just going to press this down. We try to make sure we have it centered. We want to be able to be sure that we can wrap under it. So we'll want to glue there, and then glue that, and glue that. So that's pretty much how it works. So I'm going to go ahead and start here with it to see if we can get. The only thing about this that's kind of a pain is sometimes the material doesn't like to fold very well. So, and what I mean by that is it just doesn't. See all the wrinkles? It's kind of hard to do it. But if you press down from the center and push out, you can get a good kind of a good press there, and you can get a good idea as to how you could kind of push the wrinkles and the folding of the material, how you'd like it to go. I try to make the folding happen on the corners, so it's a little bit cleaner looking on the sides. I guess it's not a huge deal. It's just a preference thing. So I like to kind of do it like that. See, I like this look here with the folding going on there, the folds. So try to make it like that if you can. And obviously, I'm just kind of giving you guys an idea of what I'm talking about with the folds before I actually glue it. So this is what we're going to do when we can glue it. So we'll glue here, and like basically 2 triangles, and then we'll fold. We'll work on the folds, and then we'll wrap it under, and then we'll glue underneath. Okay. So I think this is just about ready, so I'm going to pull it back, and I know you're probably thinking, well, why did we even bother with that? I just wanted to show you guys so you get an idea of what we're doing. This is pretty warm. It's not really as much as I'd like, but it's pretty warm. So I'm going to go ahead and go with this. Not as warm as I want it to be, but it's pretty close. Really sloppy job there, but I'm kind of trying to hurry here. Trying to go ahead and just get this done. So place in the middle, push out, and then bring it around the edges here. You want to go from the center outward. And there we go. That's placed pretty good. Make sure it's nice and flat all the way around. And now we can work on our folds a little bit, like I talked about before. That's kind of like a reverse fold there. I prefer it to be like this, but again, it's really not a big deal. I like it better when you can fold them kind of like that. That works for me. Can't really afford to be too picky with the folds because it kind of does what it wants to do to some extent. I'm okay with that. And you can work on it some later, even after you've glued the underside. You can still work with it a little bit. There probably is a better way. I'm not too good with cloth material. I haven't done too much crafting with cloth material before. This is cotton, so kind of has a mind of its own. Anyway, there we go. Pretty close to how I want it to be. Not looking for an award or anything. So I don't think this is going to be on a magazine anytime soon. So okay, so just go ahead. Ugly glue job again. Okay, so put that there, and then I'm going to glue all this over like this. It's already starting to, harden up a little bit, and dealing with the underside is kind of ugly. The underbelly, of the design here. The underbelly of the dice tray. Just not very pretty stuff. Wisps are constantly against me. Yeah. And again, you can work on this stuff even after you set it pretty much. Let's see here. Yeah, I want that to be secure there. Yikes, that's hot. That was hot. Yeah, okay. It's warmed up now. Okay. Ouch. Okay. Got a little too close to the hot glue that time. I'm normally not trying to hurry quite so much. I'm trying not to take too long here. So, you get the idea. I didn't do a very good job on the edges there, on the walls, the side walls, but you can pretty that up and work with it a little bit more and make it look a little bit better. But there's your dice tray, and sounds a lot better now. Yeah, and of course you can paint them. You can you can blast them. You can bomb them with primer and paint them. And you can the kids like to use markers, so you can have the kids design them with markers, the Sharpie markers. Have a whole bunch of colored Sharpie markers. The only thing is, still sounds like that. Ooh, and that's a 1 in my book. So I don't really like those as much, but I let the kids do whatever they want to with them. If they just want to do Sharpies, that's fine. I prefer, that sounds a lot better to me. And one side, one is divided by this ridge here. One side is for the dice and your gaming accessories. The other side is for the dice rolls. So and it works pretty well, as you can see. Ooh, I'll take that. Okay. Can't end any better than that. It's a 20 in my book. The whole thing is a nat 20 to me. Just a beautiful natural 20. No, seriously, it's not clinky. It doesn't have the plastic sound of a dice tower. And it looks okay, and it holds a lot of your gaming accessories and your dice. And it keeps it in a pretty small area. You can see this is less than, what is that? About 6 by 6. Yeah, so it takes a pretty small amount of room on the gaming table. Works really well with kids because of the high sides. The sides are, let's see here, almost about 1.5 inches or so. More than, about 1.5 inches. So you can see that. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah. Actually a little bit more, about where that mark is. A little bit more than 1.5 inches. So pretty high sides. You're not going to get that high of a side with a picture frame dice tray. So it's a good, really cheap and easy to make dice tray that sounds good, has high sides, and also has some storage capabilities. So it's a natural 20 for me, and it's good stuff. And I hope you guys enjoy making it. Please give us a thumbs up and like and subscribe, please. Thanks.